All right. I call this meeting of the Montgomery County School Board to order at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, October 3rd. If you're able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Thanks, everyone, for being here tonight. As we begin tonight's meeting, I ask everyone in the audience to please silence your cell phones. Cell phone notifications can be distracting to others in the audience and to the board as we do our business. Thank you. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ms. Drake, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Bond? Yes. Ms. Franklin? Yes. Ms. Graham?
Yes.
Mr. Hudson?
Yes.
Ms. Cass? Yes. Ms. Parton? Yes. Mr. Shabaka?
Yes.
7 in favor.
Motion carries. Our student representatives tonight are Jomana Amin from Christiansburg High School and Naomi Ramos Mendoza from Eastern Montgomery High School. Will you all please read our mission and belief statements?
All students can learn and pursue their dreams. Schools are safe. There you go. Schools are safe places of joy, wonder, and creativity.
Every person deserves to be loved, valued, and respected.
Kindness is an essential skill of a responsible, productive community member.
The diversity of our community is one of our greatest strengths.
All people deserve equitable access to opportunities and resources.
Every child deserves an advocate.
Honoring the voices of students and other stakeholders strengthens the school community.
Open communication and feedback are vital to our growth.
Learning and teaching are collective efforts that begin at birth and involve the entire community.
Relationship building and high expectations are foundational at student successes.
Okay, thank you. And for our next item of business, we'll go right back to you for the student representative reports. Start with Jomana. Do you have a report from Christiansburg High School?
Yes. We're currently promoting our Thankful Tuesdays, where students and teachers have an opportunity to thank one another when they see someone displaying our core values of respectful, responsible, and connected. We're also currently celebrating our Hispanic Heritage Month, and one of the ways we have celebrated is through our Culinary of Arts class. They have been preparing dishes from each Hispanic country. We also hosted the Teen Safety Summit, which included bullying, vaping, mental health, and social media. We are currently celebrating our homecoming week from October 2nd to the 7th. Tomorrow is our homecoming parade at 7 p.m. in downtown Christiansburg. Come out and support. Friday, October 6th is our homecoming game versus Blacksburg. Saturday, October 7th is our homecoming dance. Our fall athletic teams are having a standout seasons thus far. Our football team is currently 5-1. Volleyball team is 13-3. Boys cross country team just won at the Pulaski Invitational and is currently ranked number 2 in the 3A classification. Girls cross country team also won the Pulaski Invitational and is currently ranked number 5 in the 3A classification. The golf team finished 5th overall in the region and had the runner-up individual performer. We also hosted our first club day this past Friday for our students. We hosted our annual college fair where we had over 45 colleges, universities, armed forces in attendance on Thursday, September the 14th. We also held our annual college app days this past Wednesday and Thursday, where MCPS is courageous enough to offer 2 free college applications to every graduating senior. We had over 200 students register for 4-year colleges, 2-year colleges, the ACE program, complete resumes, and job applications. We have also started our annual Blue Demon Battle that will take place for the entire school year, for the entire 2023 through 2024 school year. This program is a competition between grade levels that incorporates the following areas where each grade level can earn points: attendance, participating in extracurricular activities, positive behavior referrals, thank you notes per grade level, and at the end of each quarter, there's a grade level that is selected for accumulating the most combined points from the previously mentioned areas, and they will receive an incentive prize for winning. Finally, the best news that was shared this past week is that MCPS selected a contractor for the construction and renovation of Christiansburg High School. Thank you.
Thanks, Jomana. Sounds like a lot going on there. All right, Naomi, do you have a report from Eastern Montgomery High School?
Yes. Eastern Montgomery High School started off with a ton of energy. Our first pep rally was on the first day of school. We had fun and exciting games, and it helped soothe our nerves. Throughout the first week of school, we've had class meetings, talking about expectations our school has for our students this year. In those class meetings, we also learned that our school earned both the Claudia Donson Award and the Stay in the Game Award for excellent sportsmanship. This year, we've really been honing in on the importance of attendance, and to encourage students, our school has developed weekly ice cream winners for having perfect attendance. I am also happy to announce that our Mustang School store has been up and running. Now to introduce our newer developments, starting with clubs, which we now only have on Wednesdays, and also something called Mustang Time. Mustang Time is essentially a time for upperclassmen to have the ability to bond and even mentor the underclassmen so that they hopefully won't have too much of a bumpy journey throughout high school. It also allows for us to make newer connections and have a safe environment to share our thoughts. As for clubs, I think a good majority of students are still adjusting to the new schedule. To allow students to participate in their clubs, we have spread out certain clubs on their specified Wednesdays. We also have a new positive referral, which is pretty much for staff and students who have been respectful and responsible Mustangs. Our school has also started weekly Mustang shoutouts and also EMHS weekly family updates to keep families informed of upcoming events and events that have passed. Moving on to sports, our volleyball team is in a key district game as we speak, hopefully winning its annual Dig Pink game in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Our Mustang football team is primed for their second win of the season, this upcoming game against Craig County. Cross country is doing great, setting new PRs almost every meet. Finally, our golf team recently won its third consecutive Pioneer District title. Going into October, our upcoming events will be from October 9th through the 14th for homecoming week. We are excited for all of the homecoming events, including dress-up days, door decorating contest, and our floriculture class will even be providing boutonnieres and corsages for students to purchase on the week of homecoming. Overall, as we closed out the first 9 weeks of school, it has been an incredibly busy but rewarding beginning to the school year.
All right. Thanks, Naomi. Good to hear about all the things going on at Eastmont as well. All right, next on our agenda is Seniors of the Month. I think Mr. Simpson is going to start our presentation tonight.
Photos and leadership profiles will be displayed on the screen during this presentation and will also be on display over the next month in the lobby of the central office. Our presentation format provides a snapshot of each senior along with a quote from the teacher or administrator who nominated them for this recognition. Each principal will come forward to recognize their Senior of the Month in the following order: Chris Stewart, principal at Auburn High School; Adam Simpson, principal of Blacksburg High School; Shane Gwynn, principal of Christiansburg High School; and Todd Lewis, principal of Eastern Montgomery High School. Starting with Mr. Stewart.
Good evening, members of the board. Dr. Bragan. It is my pleasure to present to you Auburn High School's October Senior of the Month. This evening, I would like to recognize Aiden Ethan Doyle as Auburn High School's Senior of the Month. Aiden is here this evening with his mom. I'd like to invite them to come up and join me. I'd like to read a brief statement from one of our staff members highlighting the great student that Aiden is. Over the last 4 years, I've gotten the opportunity to get to know Aiden. Despite being a quiet and reserved student, he does not go unnoticed at AHS. He is always in a good mood and displays a very positive attitude towards his teachers and classmates. Aiden has worked very hard in the classroom and will always give you his best effort. Concert and marching band have been a great passion for Aiden, as he has participated in both every year that he has been in high school. This year, AHS welcomed a new band director, and Aiden has been a great influence on the younger students, and marching band has helped Ms. Seacrest get acclimated to AHS. I want to wish Aiden the best of luck in the future. I know his hard work and determination will allow him to reach great heights after high school. Congratulations, Aiden.
Blacksburg High School is proud to present Ella Prevette as our October Senior of the Month. Ella has several family members with her this evening. I'd like to invite her up here with her parents. Ella, here's what one of your teachers had to say about you. Ella Prevette is an absolute rock star and will always hold a place in my heart as one of my favorite students I've ever taught. Ella has been a member of our BHS DECA chapter for the past 4 years and has made countless contributions to our program during that time. She's a strong competitor and has served as both our vice president and new member recruitment and our vice president of public relations during her career. She has the best time management skills I've ever seen in one of our officers, and she is kind to all. Most notably, I want to commend Ella for a choice she made this past spring regarding her attendance at our international competition in Orlando, Florida. While Ella qualified to attend, she made the choice to give her competition spot to a senior who would not be able to attend otherwise. She made the choice to sacrifice her spot to be sure her friend had an unforgettable trip during their last few weeks of high school. That is leadership. In addition to her work as a leader with our DECA chapter, Ella has served Blacksburg High School as a member of the National Honor Society, French National Honor Society, and Female Empowerment Movement. She is currently serving as senior class co-president, and I've loved watching her school spirit and participation increase under her leadership. I know Ella's presence at Blacksburg High School will be felt for many years to come. Finally, to complement her outstanding resume as a student leader, Ella has worked several part-time jobs outside of school. She is the owner of her own small business, Glorious Day Creations. She is an assistant at a local chocolate shop and has worked for several years as a social media manager for a business in downtown Blacksburg. After leaving BHS, Ella will study marketing at a university with plans to pursue a career in the field. I know everyone she meets in college will love her just as much as we do. Congratulations, Ella.
Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Bragan, and our school board reps. It is my pleasure to introduce the October Senior of the Month for Christiansburg High School is Miss Arya Patel. I'd like to ask Ari and her family to please come forward at this time. When asking one of her teachers to describe Ari, they said, "Ari is a motivated and bright young woman. As a junior, she took AP Government with me, and I could not have been more impressed with her poise and presence in class, especially since she was taking the class with all seniors. Her discussion skills are outstanding, and I could always count on her to bring up the most important and critical points. In addition, she consistently listened to her peers in a respectful manner, but would stand by and support her opinions when needed. Ari is also a member of the National Beta Club that I sponsor. She has a heart for service and giving back to her community. She demonstrates a passion for everything she is involved in with at CHS and wants to see nothing more than her peers, other student organizations, and the school excel. I am confident that her motivation and intelligence is going to ensure she reaches her highest aspirations. She is a one-of-a-kind student that I am grateful to have been able to work with during her time here at CHS. Ari's future plans is she hopes to attend a 4-year university to double major in neuroscience and nanomedicine with a minor in business. Congrats, Ari.
Good evening, members of the board and Dr. Bragan. It's my pleasure to be here this evening to recognize the Eastern Montgomery High School Senior of the Month, Aiden Gravely. Aiden is here with his family, and I ask them to come forward at this time. One of Aiden's teachers, Mr. Craig Hickson, stated the following about Aiden and his qualifications for Senior of the Month. Aiden Gravely is an outstanding representative for Eastern Montgomery High School and for Student of the Month. He embodies the well-rounded type of individual that we hope our young people become. He is certainly a scholar, maintaining a high GPA while taking challenging courses as he prepares for college. Aiden consistently contributes to class discussions with relevant and insightful ideas. Aiden has also been an athlete as part of the first two boys soccer teams at EMHS. However, the area where I first think of Aiden is his work as a musician and being one of the senior leaders of the marching band. Aiden is already a very accomplished trombonist. He was selected to Radford University's Summer Governor's School for Music last summer and made a big impression there as he has with his teachers and coaches throughout his high school career. But ultimately, what makes Aiden Gravely stand out is his positive attitude punctuated by an advanced sense of humor. He shows maturity beyond his years, and he has made lasting contributions to the school and community. Please help me in congratulating Aiden as EMHS Senior of the Month.
All right, thank you very much. Next on the agenda is the Lions Club donation. I think Mr. Sizemore is going to come up and present that recognition, and hopefully everybody will stick around because we're going to take a break in just a few minutes.
Thank you, members of the board and Dr. Bragan. I'd like to invite up John Byers III from the Blacksburg Lions Club. We're here tonight to recognize the Lions Club for giving a donation that supports all of our second grade students in taking swim lessons. Every second grade student in Montgomery County has the opportunity to take swim lessons at school every year, and it's in thanks to the Blacksburg Lions Club. So we would like to honor you with this little plaque for that huge effort that you guys make to make our kids better.
Great. Thank you very much. Yeah, well, thank you very much. We've been doing this for several years, as many of you know, and it's been a really a blessing that we've had the resources to do it. We park cars beside the football stadium at Tech, and it's not a lot of fun, and we miss doing things with our grandkids and picking up trash for 400 cars and things like that. But it's put us in a position that we've got this to, as long as you guys want to keep doing the swim program, we've got the funding in place to do that, and it's something that means an awful lot to us. So thanks for letting us do it.
Thank you all so much. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to take about a 10-minute break so that we can come out and meet all of our honorees this evening. So the board will walk around and come in through the back doors or just meet you out in the lobby over there. So we'll take a 10-minute break. Thanks. All right, we are going to get back to it. Next item on our agenda is public address. We welcome the opportunity to hear from students, parents, employees, and community members about education matters in this community. As a reminder, the board sets aside 30 minutes to start our public address, and we have the option to extend in 30-minute increments. I don't think we have a risk of going over tonight. I'm going to call each speaker by name in the order they signed up. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to address the board. The board doesn't respond to speakers during public address. The screens show when the speaker has 30 seconds remaining and when time is up. Please state your name and the area of the county where you live. The first speakers are Jenny Perfader and Brenda Drake. So Jenny, if you are here, come on up.
Hi, Board. My name is Jenny Perfader, and I live in Blacksburg, Virginia. I just want to thank the board and Dr. Bragan and all of the principals at across Montgomery County Public Schools for allowing us to hand out these constitutions for Constitution Day. And I hope that your teachers were able to use them in some of their lesson planning for Constitution Day, and hopefully our students will read them. At least some percent of our students will read them. So thank you guys again, and I hope you are having a great school year so far.
All right, thank you, Jenny. All right, next is Brenda Drake, and to save some time and logistical nightmare, we're going to allow Brenda to give her public comments from where she's seated now.
Thank you. My name is Brenda Drake, and I am the Director of Communications for MCPS and also the Clerk of the Board. Good evening, board members. Thank you for allowing me to speak from the dais to save us all a little bit of time and confusion. Today, I announced my departure from MCPS. For more than 13 years, staff and families in Montgomery County have welcomed me into their homes to deliver good and not so good news. Sometimes my calls were treated with a smile, and other times families let me know that 5 snow days in a row is too many snow days. We made it through COVID together, with sometimes daily phone calls to provide updates. Each time, our community was gracious and understanding through ever-changing news. To our staff and to our community, I want to say, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your lives. Thank you for trusting me to bring the news from the division to you each day. Through the phone line, you met my family and even my pets when there was occasional barking in the background. You always welcomed me, and for that I am grateful. There will be a new voice delivering your news. I don't know yet who that will be, but I do know how lucky they will be to be a part of this community. I will continue to cheer you on as you accomplish all that you have set out to do. Thank you for your time. Have a good evening. Thank you, board members.
Thank you, Brenda.
We're not allowed to comment?
Not right now, but rest assured there will be some comments later. So, all right, I should have said this before. I think our next speaker is Carola Haas. And let me see, yep, and that's it.
Hi, I'm Carola Haas from Reiner, Virginia, and I'm glad I have a short speech because I can comment and say, Brenda, we're all going to miss you so much. Thank you for everything you have done for our schools and our community. We really appreciate you. Okay, now I just want to say that there's been a lot of chatter about trans policies, and I would like to remind the board and the public that MCPS adopted a trans policy that is in compliance with both state and federal laws and requires parental involvement, and I really appreciate your leadership on that. Certain individuals who are lobbying for changes to the policy are aligned with national organizations whose goal is to engage school districts in expensive lawsuits by passing policies that violate the law. Please do not let these organizations drain our schools' limited budget on this battle. I know our current school board members respect the rights of both parents and students, and I hope you are not pressured to bring our school system into a political fight. I encourage folks to learn more about this issue through the ACLU in Equality Virginia. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Haas. And public address is closed. All right, next on the agenda is consent items. Board, unless anybody wishes to remove something, we'll consider these items approved. All right. Next is payment of the bills. Do I have a motion to approve the payment of the bills from the 22-23 fiscal year as presented?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion, board? Hearing none. Ms. Drake, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Bond?
Yes.
Ms. Franklin? Ms. Graham? Mr. Hudson?
Yes.
Ms. Cass?
Yes.
Ms. Parton?
Yes.
Mr. Chewbacca?
Yes.
7 in favor.
Motion carries. All right. Next is the business meeting portion. We'll start with a report from our superintendent, Dr. Bregan.
Thank you, Board Chair Chewbacca. First, I want to talk about, we had a partnership with the Blacksburg Rotary and MCPS, where we were awarded a district-level grant to work on reading proficiency across some of our schools. And the first school we picked was Price's Fork Elementary School, and working in concert with the principal, set up a program where we would get, via the grant, some additional support reading supplies, but more importantly, Rotarians would volunteer to participate in classrooms in first and second grade and help kids with reading skills and just be a part of the classroom. They give another support for our teachers and be there for the children, if not to help them read, have someone where they can read too, because the research has shown that when children have people to read too, it helps them become more proficient at reading. And today was the first day. We went to visit over at Price's Fork. It was really an exciting place. The adults were really enthusiastic to be there. And as my role as superintendent, I'm also a member of the Rotary there, and it was just great to participate and be a part of it. And I'm happy to report that the first Rotarian that we saw there was Mrs. Gunin Karan, former board member. She does just about everything, and it was great to see him in the classrooms. It's going to go on for about 6 more weeks in the fall, and we're looking to do it in the spring as well. So that was a great start for that project, and that we got that money. And the initiative for the Rotary this year was to improve reading across the division. So that was great to see. I also want to report on something. I was fortunate enough to be invited as a guest for a company called Age of Learning to a superintendent's conference. It was actually in Los Angeles last week. And there were 75 superintendents from across the entire country. And I had 2 key takeaways. The first one was that we're all in the same boat. We're all struggling with teachers, retention, trying to find teachers. There's less people in the field. We're struggling with students that have significant learning loss as a result of the pandemic. And we have certain groups of students that tend to be underperforming. And that's consistent across the nation. And it was comforting just to know that we're not alone, although I think we do a really good job across all of our metrics. There's always room for improvement. The other takeaway I got, our purpose of being there, was we tried to learn techniques and things that we could use to mitigate some of those deficits. And so we'll be working with the stuff that they shared with us, was using the science of reading skills and techniques, as well as leveraging some of the generative AI things that are out there now, that while they're scary, we can also use them to help us in instruction and help our students perform better and help us to lead better. So it was really great. It was a great experience for me as well. And the best part was it was totally free and funded by them. Obviously, they want us to buy their product, and we'll see how that works out. But it was a great opportunity. And I do believe as far as growth in our profession, we have to dialogue with peers to learn from them, and then also to help us get better and bring back ideas and techniques that we could use right here in Montgomery County. The last thing I want to talk to you about was tomorrow at approximately 2:20, you're going to get an emergency alert from FEMA, and the FCC is going to test the emergency alert system, and it's going to go to all cell phones. So just be aware of that. It's scheduled to take place. It's not anything coming from MCPS or there's a problem in the schools, but it's a nationwide thing, so it should impact everybody's cell phone, just giving everyone a heads up. And that's all I have right now, Board Chair.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Reagan. Next item on the agenda, we need to certify the MCEA representation for the Administrative Personnel Bargaining Unit. This is something that came up in the last meeting. I think there were some legal questions that we couldn't quite answer. So Dr. Bregan took it back to our legal representation, and I'll let him report what they said.
Yeah, the resolution as it was written to approve the certification of the election and to approve that the MCA would represent the administrative group is accurate as it was, and it didn't require the percentages that we thought. It has to be the majority of the people who voted, which is what it was. So that would be suffice to say that the MCA, if the board passes that, ratifies that election, will be the sole representative for administrative professionals.
Okay. And do I have a motion to certify the Montgomery County Education Association as exclusive representation for the Administrative Personnel Bargaining Unit for the purposes of collective bargaining?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Do we need any clarification? I think where we got hung up last time was that we didn't have a 30% vote from the unit, which was fine for that vote because they had previously voted to do collective bargaining, and I think that only required 30%, and so I think that's where we got a little bit mixed up on the, where the 30% requirement came from, so. Okay. I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
Ms. Bond?
No.
Ms. Franklin? Yes. Ms. Graham?
Yes.
Mr. Hudson? Yes. Ms. Cass?
Yes.
Ms. Parton?
No.
Mr. Trabaka?
Yes.
5 in favor, 2 opposed.
Motion carries. Sorry, motion carries. All right, next on the agenda is Bullying Prevention Month resolution. Do I have a motion to approve the Bullying Prevention Month resolution as presented?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion, board? All right.
Ms. Bond?
Yes.
Ms. Franklin? Yes. Ms. Graham?
Yes.
Mr. Hudson?
Yes.
Ms. Cass?
Yes.
Ms. Parton?
Yes.
Mr. Trabaka?
Yes.
7 in favor.
Motion carries. All right, the next 3 things on the agenda have to do with our advisory committees. We're going to be, let's see, I guess we're not voting on these today, but we're going to be, is there a presentation or is this just a presentation on the?
I believe we treat it like the policy. This is the first read, and then the next board meeting will have the
Okay.
presentation.
So the first one is the Special Education Advisory Committee. Board, you can see that there. Are there any comments or questions on that one? I'm thankful that on all these committees that we have parents and community members that are willing to step up and serve on them. It is an important, it's an important role. It's a way for us as a board to get direct information about what's going on in our schools straight from some of our stakeholders, and really appreciate the work that these parents do. All right, if no other comments, we'll move on to the School Health Advisory Board. Any comments or questions on that? All right, hearing none. The next one is the School Safety Audit Committee. Any comments or questions on that one, board?
So I'm just going to add, before the board had voted previously, and I'm forgive me, I don't know exactly how long it's been, about the board members being on the advisory committees. I got the pleasure of serving on the School Safety Advisory Committee, and it was very informational, helpful, and as all of these boards and advisory committees are extremely important, to know that the School Health and the School Safety Board are there to continue to help make our schools safe, and our employees and staff and our students feel safe is just, it's just very humbling, and I'm very proud of our law enforcement agencies coming together. We have all of them from the surrounding county together on that board. So it just gives me a feeling of contentment knowing that we are just getting better every day at keeping our community safe.
Awesome, thank you. Anyone else?
Just Board Chair Chewbacca, there's a CTE Advisory Committee that will be on the next board meeting. It wasn't complete, so we didn't put it on this one.
Okay. And when did we do the gifted in the spring?
No, we did not. We didn't have the new administrator for gifted wasn't on board yet.
Oh, that's right,
So
yeah.
we'll probably bring that one up the next meeting too.
Okay, all right, great. I'm sorry. Go ahead. you need to hit your, yeah, there you go.
that I make all the time when it comes to our committees. I agree, it's wonderful to have that input from community and our stakeholders, but our committees need to reflect our community. And I know that can be a challenge sometimes, but if we don't start thinking out of the box as to how we make sure that we are reaching folks in the community to make sure they feel welcomed and understand that this is an opportunity where their voice can be heard to help represent their communities, we're going to keep looking the same way, and we shouldn't. So I know somewhere out there is information about different groups in our community, the African American community, the Hispanic community, and so on, the Asian community, who can help us. So I'm putting this plea out to the public. Please, if you are part of a group or an organization, would you please step up and let us know who you are, who your contact is, so that when we are looking for folks to help us in our committees, we can reach out and ask for your assistance in doing that. So please help us do a better job of reflecting the community by letting us know who you are and where you're at. Thank you.
Anyone else? One question I have, maybe for Dr. Bragan on this, do you know what our current practice is on, I mean, I guess at some point it'd be nice if all these line up and we can kind of send out one announcement, that, the I don't know, open nominations or something for our school board committees and get that information out there, maybe through the PTAs in addition to, the usual channels that we communicate.
We try to get it out that way and get all the information, but as Ms. Franklin said, we haven't been successful with getting a representation of all our groups that are part of our community. So we got to think outside the box and see what else we can do to get more people to be more reflective of the students we serve.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Ms. Franklin, were you going to say something?
No.
Okay.
Dr. Bragan covered it.
Okay. Great. Okay. Next on the agenda is the staffing update for this month.
Good evening, Chair Chewbacca, school board members, and Dr. Bragan. I am here to present this month's staffing update, just so you are informed of where we still have vacancies. As always, I'll start off with just a comparison to where we are today compared to where we were last month. So you can see it broken down by category. The numbers are similar. We've made some progress, and I'll go over those in more detail as we go through the next slides. Notice we have a slight increase in our secondary certified as a result of 2 new vacancies. We have made some progress in the classified category. Notice we've reduced those vacancies from 50 to 43. So we are making progress. Also want to give you a comparison of where we are today compared to where we were about a year ago. You can see in each category we are slightly higher or equal to where we were a year ago. I think the most notable difference is in classified. At this time, even though we've reduced our classified vacancies to where they were a month ago, they are significantly higher now than they were a year ago. Moving on to each category, that gives you a breakdown of our administrator vacancies we've had, and you can see many of those have recently been filled. So we have filled the Administrator of Gifted program, our Coordinator of Student Services. She'll be starting with us soon this month. As you know, we have selected a candidate for BHS. You'll also see that tonight on the personnel report, there is a recommended candidate for the principal at Auburn High School. The Director of Human Resources position has been filled, and then the 3 positions listed underneath that are all new and recent vacancies. However, we are bringing forward a candidate for the Coordinator of Special Education. Moving on to elementary vacancies, these are very similar to where they were last month. We continue to have a reading specialist, school counselors, 4 special education teachers. However, I will point out that one of those vacancies, we have recommended a candidate, and it looks like that person will probably be starting with us as early as next week. And then with our speech language pathologists and school psychologists, we are working to contract those out to part-time people who are available. And then the newest position is the vacancy in gifted resource, because that was vacated by the person that we have selected to be the gifted resource administrator. Looking at our secondary certified vacancies, again, these are similar to where they were the last time I presented. We have filled the special education position at Christiansburg Middle School, so that's good news. All right, moving on to our classified vacancies. We continue to have 2 HVAC positions open, as well as a grounds maintenance position, as well, and a computer technician in our technology department. So we still are looking for applicants there. Unfortunately, there's not a large pool of applicants in for those particular positions. In the area of transportation, we are making progress. While we have 3 6.5-hour vacancies, we currently have 3 highly qualified applicants. So I anticipate the next time I present to you that those positions will be filled. We have 1 4.2-hour position open, and we are looking to fill 2 fleet technician mechanics. We've reposted that job, emphasizing the mechanic part of it, hoping that we will attract some applicants there. And then we have 2 bus aide positions that continue to be open. Other classified positions, we're still looking for a full-time athletic trainer at Blacksburg High School. We do have a part-time person in place there. We have identified a candidate to fill our lead nurse position. Our school nurse position at CES has been filled. We are accepting applications for our instructional aide positions at Eastern Montgomery Elementary. Preschool aide position at Falling Branch has now been filled, and there is a candidate recommended at Auburn Elementary School. And we do have 8 vacancies in our for special education aides. However, there are 4 current candidates in the hiring process there, so we are making progress there. We have several administrative assistant positions open or recently filled. So we have 1 at the school board office for which we are accepting applications, another one that was recently filled, and then another position that we're now accepting applications for. BHS has filled an open administrative assistant position, and there's a candidate in place for the position at Montgomery Central. And then our part-time payroll specialist, that position has been filled, and that person has started. Lunch recess aide, we filled 1 position there. There are still 3 vacancies. A candidate is selected for Price's Fork, and we're accepting applications for the other 2 schools. We have filled an ISS position at BMS. We now have a vacancy at Shawsville Middle School. Continuing to look for applications for a virtual lab aide at Auburn High School. In the area of custodians, we've recently filled 2 elementary custodian positions, 1 at Eastern Montgomery Elementary School and 1 at Price's Fork. So that leaves us with 2 vacancies there. We've recently filled a custodian position at Christiansburg High School, but we still do have 8 vacancies at the secondary level. So we are looking to fill those positions, and I noticed this week we have at least 4 new applicants. That's a rundown of our vacancies, and then this just gives you a snapshot of how we are doing filling substitute positions. August was a very good month. Our teacher fill rate was almost 95%. Even our aide fill rate was much higher than it usually is, almost 64%. For September, it was slightly lower, 88% for teachers and about almost 53% for aides.
Okay, thanks. Are there any questions or comments? I had a question on looking at the custodians on that slide 11, where BHS has 4 and a bunch of other schools have 1. For a lot of these, when you fill, I guess, like a custodian job, is it for a specific school or is it for a specific area? How does that work?
So it's up to the school if we always have a general posting up for night custodians. So principals and our custodial manager can always look to that. Many schools choose to do a specific posting to their school. And in talking with BHS is going to post a specific posting for their school to see if that will attract more applicants.
Okay.
So there is always a general posting out, and we always check those applicants can be interviewed wherever there's a position open.
Okay. So am I reading this right, that BHS has 4 vacancies?
They currently have 4
But,
vacancies.
like BMS only has 1, so why, would we not shuffle things around a little bit to even that up. I guess I would just almost expect to see, maybe 2 or 3 at BHS and maybe 2 at BMS, or, 1 at each school or something like that. Is that something we can do, or?
So it can be, I mean, we want to work with people and place them at schools. Oftentimes people apply to certain schools based on transportation, based on access to it. Now, on any given day, in each strand, we'll look at the needs where there might be absences or vacancies, and we can move people around. So people do get moved around on a daily or a weekly basis based on where there are absences or vacancies. Okay. But in terms of permanently moving somebody, we would work with an employee to see if they want to move to another school. But certainly that is something that can be done.
Okay. Thanks. All right. All right. I think that's it for our business meeting. We don't have any items of unfinished business. Are there any items of new business, board?
Chair, I had one question. Apologies if this isn't new business per se, but a couple meetings back, we had an agenda topic where we're going to kind of talk through the transgender policy and our adherence to it, and that got tabled. I was just curious, is that still on a future agenda?
Yes, so that was pushed to the next meeting because we didn't have, I wanted to make sure that we had input from our legal counsel on that, and we were still lacking that, so we did push that off one more meeting. I hope that's okay.
I had something, I was thinking it would probably fall under unfinished business just because we talked about it at our work session when we were talking about collective bargaining. I had asked what our expense to this point was, and I kind of would like for that to get on the schedule, whatever is convenient. It doesn't have to be every month, but I would like for the public to know the cost that's affiliated with doing that venture. So is that something that, I mean, kind of like how we hear about our staffing, I would like to also hear, because this is something that's a real cost for the division. So, just an update on where we are and what we're doing, and it could be every 3 months, it can be whenever, but
I think it's worth talking about. I would agree that.
And I appreciate Dr. Bragan shooting me an email and letting me know where we are at this point, but I think the public needs to know.
So that's something, I'm fine bringing that up for a topic under new business to discuss next time, and I think it's to the will of the board on how we want to report that kind of a thing. So we can have that discussion, if it's the will of the board.
I'm fine with it.
Okay. So we'll add that to a future meeting. Let me I'll make a note of it here, Jamie, before we move on, just so it doesn't get lost in agenda prep. Okay.
Thanks.
Any other items of new business, board? All right. Do we have any announcements or information?
I do. I would like to thank Coach O and Coach Altizer of AHS for taking time to go to the Board of Supervisors meeting with me last Monday night. We were speaking on, the county is building a new park in the Reiner community. I'm sure most people are aware of it. And they were going to put 4 small baseball fields in it. And one of the things that I'd heard a lot about the community, and a lot of people didn't show up, but that's, kind of par for the course. But we wanted one of those fields to hopefully be regulation size, because anybody 12U can't play on a small 60-foot field. They have to have, and there's ways of making a field that can be expanded or by doing anchors and things like that. So we went and spoke, and as Coach O always speaks very eloquently, and I just kind of went, yeah, what he said. But I do appreciate them coming out, and I appreciate the Board of Supervisors listening and hearing to what, the community wanted and needed, and they did vote to make one of the fields a regulation field. And not only just for the community members, for the high school to have that extra play-in area, for the rec league, but we look around at our surrounding counties and cities and towns, and we see what travel ball is doing and the money it's bringing into the communities. And for this to be in the county, it's a way to bring in some money to the county. And I'm so thankful that they chose to do that, and I just want to thank them, and I think it's a great thing for the community.
Thanks, Jamie.
Got some. So.
There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
So last week, I attended the teen safety meetings that we had having around the county, and it was absolutely wonderful. I think I sent a message out to all the board members and the boards of supervisors, because Sherry Blevins also was there. And our folks from the community and from our schools did an excellent job talking about all the different issues that we face around, or that our teens face, from bullying, cyberbullying, sexing, you name it. It was very, very, very good and scary. I sat there thinking, okay, my kids have been gone for 25 years, and what did I miss with them then versus what our kids are having to deal with and our parents dealing with now. And it was great. When I think I spoke with Dr. Bragan or sent him a message that we need to put that on video so that our community can look and see all the different things that we're doing and how they can better be aware of what may be happening in our community. So it was absolutely great. So Jason, thank you so much for helping with that. It was very, very, very good.
I don't have an announcement, but I just wanted to use this time to thank Brenda for all of her hard work and all of her support. She was a lifeline for me last year when I was board chair, and I can't thank her enough for her time and the time she put in and her dedication. And so we will miss you, and thank you for all of your hard work, and thank you for making snow day announcements so much more interesting than they used to be. I don't know if we'll be able to find somebody who can quite do that, but we appreciate you, and best of luck wherever you go.
I'm going to co-copy on that and just say, from the beginning, you've been my pick, and I appreciate everything you've done. And policy, parliamentary. I don't know how we're going to fill your shoes. I'll just be honest. And I wish you the best. Our love and prayers go with you.
So I'm going to jump in. I've got two things, actually. Ms. Franklin, thank you for bringing up the Teen Safety Summit. I was going to go this week, and because I have a husband running for a political office, I've been a little busy. So I'm going to try to attend one of those next week. I want to encourage the community and the families. I know everyone is super busy and have their own lives and everything going on, but this is really important stuff. I mean, really important stuff that our kids are seeing, our kids are dealing with, our kids are using on their phones. It's something every parent needs to be aware of, and I'm so glad that Ms. Franklin brought up the fact that even if you can't make it to one, that we would provide a PowerPoint so we can get that on our website. Please watch it. Watch it with your kids. Explain to them. Let them know. And I'm going to agree with her. I'm going to go above Ms. Franklin and say it's beyond scary. I'm letting you know right now, it's beyond scary. I hear things that most of the general public doesn't because of who I'm married to, but it is way beyond scary and way beyond what you see on the news and the media. So please, please make time. If you can't make it to one of the summits, make time to watch that when we have that up on our website, and talk to your kids. Be involved in their life and let them know that you care about them and you love them, and we want to keep them as safe as possible. So thank you for everybody that's had a hand in that, and I look forward to the other two next week, I think at East. I'm sorry, is there one left? Auburn? Is it Auburn? I think it's next Thursday. Okay. So. What is it, the 19th? What time? Or not next Thursday, but. Dinner, sir. Yeah, and dinner. Yeah, and dinner
And
too,
dinner was
right?
great, too.
So killing two.
Oh,
Thanks,
there's
Brenda.
dinner too.
No, kids can come. So I encourage. Yeah. So please, make
then-
this a family thing, and you're going to get dinner to boot, so you
So-
can't
Just
beat
so it
that.
makes it into the video feed, so next Thursday, October 17th? 19th, sorry, October 19th at 6 o'clock at Auburn High School. And dinner
Not
served.
next Thursday.
That's not next
Two
Thursday.
Thursdays.
It's two
Two
Thursdays.
weeks from
right.
Tuesday.
Don't
Okay,
rush
sorry about that.
time.
Sorry about that. And I do want to, my next thing I wanted to do is, with a heavy heart, Brenda, thank you. You've gone above and beyond. You've remained attentive, and you've been ready to help through the barrage of changes. Just what I have had to deal with as a school board member, and I haven't had to deal with stuff as long as several other of my fellow board members have. But I am extremely grateful for all of your help and for bearing with me through the years, because I know I bothered you a lot, and I still bother you a lot. But I, every question, do I say this when? Can I say this? Do I what? I mean, when I first came on the board, I had great board members that were there to help me too, but you were a lifesaver for me. You continue to be a lifesaver for me. I just want to personally thank you for everything that you've done for me. It's going to be big shoes to fill. Again, I don't think people realize until they've been in that role what all behind the scenes that you have done for MCPS and for what you do for the board on a daily basis. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you the best in anything and everything you do. And please stay in touch with us. And just thank you so much. And I'm going to miss you.
Yeah. So in 13 years, and the message that you sent to us, it's a lot of changes, different personalities, and you have muddled through with us graciously. And I know sometimes you would just like to say, really? Okay. But anyway, thank you for those 13 years.
Thank you for your support and your friendship. There are some big shoes to fill that you will leave empty. And I hope the next place understands all that you'll be bringing to them.
Go ahead and chime in here too. I've composed myself enough to say something, but as the new guy on the board here, I definitely couldn't have figured this thing out without your help. So I definitely appreciate you being there for me, and at least in my household, hearing your voice on the phone on all the snow days and stuff was definitely a welcome call. So definitely going to miss that. Very big shoes to fill. Good luck in the future, and please keep in touch.
All right, and I'll wrap it up. And I agree with everything all my fellow board members have said about Brenda. This is it's a highly public position that you're in, both as clerk and as communication director. You've done both of them phenomenally. I really appreciate just people doing their job well, and I can't think of too many people that have done their job as competent and professional as you have done, and I've really, really appreciated that, and also just wish you the best. We did just find out about this today, so Brenda didn't leave us a whole lot, and I think you'll be gone right before our next meeting, so we don't really have an opportunity to really recognize you, but hopefully our heartfelt thanks for your time here. So thank you so much, and I'm just kidding.
And we can always ask her to come back.
All right. So next on the agenda is agenda prep, the upcoming school board meetings. I did want to point out, so at the last meeting, we tentatively penciled in the 10th and 11th for the retreat days. So the location is TBD, but I think we're zeroing in on someplace in Radford. So pull me aside tonight if, I'm assuming you all can make it, but if not, please pull me aside tonight.
Because I don't know the times that we that was decided, or what?
I don't think we picked an exact time because it depended on dinner, but I would assume sometime between 5 and 6 is when we would start. And then you can see the rest of the meetings there of October. It's next week. All right, next on the agenda is closed session. Do I have a motion to enter into closed session as authorized by Section 2.2-3711 of the Code of Virginia to discuss 3 student matters, 3 personnel matters, and 1 real estate matter?
So moved.
Second?
I have a motion and a second.
Ms. Bond? Ms. Franklin?
Yes.
Ms. Graham?
Yes.
Mr. Hudson?
Yes.
Ms. Cass?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Trevaka?
Yes.
7 in favor.
Motion carries.
You're not done yet, don't worry. Almost.
All right, thank you. We're in closed session.
Closed session's going to be longer than the meeting.